got some power back there, doesn't it?
I like that. That was really cool. Like I was ready to get up and like run through the screen. It was nice, man.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Jeff. How are you doing today, my man?
Excellent, man. I always love having the opportunity to talk to folks, and this is a really excellent reason to talk. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm thankful for your time and all of what you're doing because it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm really digging the beard, man. How long has it taken you to fucking grow that long?
Yeah, man. I stopped counting. Like it's like 2.5 years, 3 years. I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. It's like the most horrific looking thing in the world. But like
It's not. It looks good, man. I like it, man. Fuck.
But you get used to saying, "Hey, I don't know the guy's name, the dude with the beard," right? And that's cool because it turns out it's me. And if I got rid of this, then I don't know what they would say, and I guess I'm glad
Yes,
it's this.
that's a really good way to a really good indicator, like a physical indicator, because everyone has one, right?
Yeah,
Everyone has a physical indicator.
it is. I
Oh,
mean,
it's that.
I
It's
got
either
big
that.
ears. I'm bald. I don't want him to say any of those things, right? So stick with the dude with the beard.
There's way worse ones out there, right? Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Dude
yeah,
with the beard is good. Yeah.
I
You
know
ever
what I
put it?
look like, man. Like, I don't need people to identify me in those ways. I'm very aware of what I look like.
Do you ever wonder what yours is? I mean, I don't think it's. I don't think we have like that knowledge to know what it is. Only other people know, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd love to
I
know.
mean, look, I could probably do like a top 10 of what I think, and none of them are good. Like, there's nothing in which I'm going to be like, hey, that handsome fellow, right? Like, it ain't going to be that. It's going to be something like the dude with the gap in his teeth, or this guy, a bald head with the eyes that are too far apart, or something, man. I don't know. Like, it's
Yeah,
not going to be
yeah.
nice. So the beard is cool. It works out.
It's not gonna be. You think it's not gonna be like the? It's like the Kevin Costner looking guy with the beard. No, you're
Right.
not gonna be that.
No, no, not at all. It's going to be like the dude from the Lord of the Rings, but the guy who did the impressions, right? Whatever. I don't even know his name, but you don't talk about
Yeah, yeah. I know. I know.
just
I don't
not
know.
good. Just
You're
not
like maybe it's best if we don't know what they are. I don't want to.
exactly.
Y'all keep it. If you want to share it, share in the comments. Fuck it. Let's play. Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind. Believe me, I'm like the most non self conscious person ever. So it is what it is. What do you
Yeah.
think it is, right?
Yeah. It's taken me a while, man. Like ever since starting getting on videos and such. It's in the beginning it was tough, because people they really let you have it. I don't know if it's like some kind of indoctrination or something, but they're like, "Oh yeah, you don't."
Oh,
They're like, "How
it's
about this?" And it's like, damn, you're attacking me physically. That sucks."
it's kind of crazy, man. Like in this world, right? I mean, obviously, I think you and I both had lived in a time before this type stuff where we were talking virtually or doing live streaming anywhere. So, I mean, when we were kids, we would talk about movie stars or TV show people, right? We would talk about them and say the things we would say about how we're getting treated now. But because we're all out there, we could have the best content ever. And the comment would be something like, dude, you got a piece of something stuck in your teeth, and you're like,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter, bro. Like that's not even what we're talking about, but that's where people are going, and that's good for them. I guess if you don't have them, do you really know if you're really talking to anybody in real life? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
don't.
remember somebody said someone on one of my videos. This is a while back. Like right now, it doesn't even phase me. I just delete them now if I don't want them on there. I mean, if it creates a discussion, let's go. Guess what? You're still part of the algorithm, and thank you. You're still adding to it. That's fine. Go for it.
It's
But
good.
in the beginning, I didn't really kind of understand that part. So it was a little hurtful. But there are some where I would comment. I'm like, that was a good, like that's a good one, man. You've been saving that one for a while, haven't you?
It's kind of if I comment at all, it's never to respond to it negatively, right? I mean, people are going to do, and some people just do it just because, and then they want to be the clown and everybody engage. I don't
Yes.
care. Say what you want. I mean, look, there's only so many people in my life that actually matter their opinion, right? Meaning that if they're my family, like if I care about their opinion or whatever the case would be, but if they don't have a direct impact on me personally, my emotions and feelings, I don't have them. So bye. Like I don't really care. I will respond to them like, "Man, that was beautiful. I'm going to use
Yeah.
that. I'm stealing
Yeah.
it from you for the next guy." Right? That's kind of how I take it because it is what it is. People are going to say what they're going to say. I don't really care.
Yeah. You've had to develop thick skin, I bet. Was that in the military? You were in the military, right?
And my last name is Low Dick, bro. So yeah, I was in the
Oh
military.
my
So
God, stop it.
yeah,
That's how I was wondering how you pronounced
yeah,
it.
yeah, I
Really?
know you were. I figured I'd answer for you and the masses, right? So that's my last name. So I like grew up as a kid, as a young boy, and elementary school, middle school, high school, and kind of got engaged with there. That was an easy way for me to be the brunt of a lot of jokes. Then, of course, I was a private in the military. I was in the army, right? I went to basic training, and then I was a drill sergeant too, right? So I mean, but through my whole career, and oh, by the way, forget my career. I'm 47 years old. I've had this name for 47 years. Your reaction to me saying my last name is the reaction I get when I now at this age, don't have many people saying jokes. I mean, but I tell people come up with an original joke, and I'll laugh and I'll show you how
Yeah.
awesome. But
Yeah.
it's very difficult at this point to get original.
I
But boy,
bet.
oh boy, there's some good ones out there, and I
You
love them. I don't care. I was upset when I was a kid, like, oh no, stop picking on me. Now I'm like, let's go, dude. What do you got? Tell me, please. So it's fun.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking awesome how we can grow from those experiences because other people they don't, right? And it still affects them psychologically and they got to go through fucking therapy and hey, thick skin, man, you got to have it. And the military really does teach you that because that's a fucking oof. And I don't think it's out of like really like I don't think it's out of I think it's more hazing than it is like real like I want to cause this person physical or traumatic, when it's in a traumatic experience. I don't think it's that. I
Yeah,
think it's like, hey, we all got to go through it. You're going to go through it and let's see how you take it and let's see how you push through it. And you can be like you, like just okay, good one, laugh. Okay. And now it's like, okay, you're going to have this to come up with something better, guy. Now I
yeah.
know what you're doing, but it's weak. Come up with
It
something better.
really gonna it ain't working here, right? I mean, the military is an interesting place where I mean, depending. I mean, I think there's people that are doing it to be malicious and hurtful. I mean, people exist, right? Military is a microcosm of the larger masses, right? But the reality of it all is, I think a lot of the hazing or name calling or training, whatever words you want to call, I think it develops an ability to, or tries to develop the ability to, get past that emotional scarring and that feeling, so you can get past it and move into like what's real. Like, I mean, that's the way I would look at it. I don't think that it ain't hurt my feelings by saying names and stuff like that. And I'm not saying because it didn't hurt my feelings, it doesn't hurt somebody else's, because we're all made differently, right? But at the end, when it's all said and done, what words have been stated to me personally that have you know had an outcome that was negative for me, that like I'm still stuck on those words, not and for me not many, right? I mean, like I said, my last name is my last name. I grew up like this, but I'm not like in a place stuck. I can't move because names, and that actually probably did help me much when it came to people calling me names or saying things I didn't like. But okay, got it. You said it. What was the message? Did I get it? And if I got it, I'm on my way. I'm not going to stay here and pause and be concerned about, you know, how many layers deep is this? And should I be emotionally traumatized for the rest of my life because you called me a dipshit or whatever it is that you said? Cool, got it. I'm a dipshit. I'll be a dipshit on my way, right? And that's just kind of how I work.
Yeah. It's all about how you what do you want to do with that energy, right? You want to take it and keep it and hold it on forever, or you just want to just be like, whoop, I'm gonna throw it back to you, son. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a positive guy. Like I have my negative things. Don't get me wrong, but I try to take things that are negative and make it positive. And if it doesn't do me well or anybody around me well, then why am I going to hold on to it? I don't like to dwell on those things, to be honest. I mean, and I say I'm a work in progress, so there's certain things that still tee me off, right? I'll dwell on. And they're not usually words; they're actions that I'll be frustrated about, and then I'll have to contemplate why they happened. Am I the cause, or if I'm not the cause, why would they do it? All those things, but words itself and names and stuff, and nah, man, it just what's the value of it? I mean, what is the real value to hold on to it? I mean, unless I need to have a chip on my shoulder in order to be like, you said that I'd never amount to shit, and so now I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to amount to something because you said I would. I mean, I think when I was young, I did that,
Mm,
and that's cool. I needed that motivation, maybe. I'm grown. Like I'm too old for someone to tell me what I can and can't do and how I should or should not be. So at this point, either I'm going to do it because I want to do it, or I'm not because I don't. I mean, it's that simple. Like no words are going to like. I'm not that guy that like when you see like a kid, they're like, you want to bet, you want to bet. I have friends even now. They're like, put money on it, put money on it. I'm like, you've said this like 7.3 million times to me, and I've never said okay. It's not going to start. Me, I don't have to bet you. I mean, there's no money I need. Like you can't coerce me into doing something because you've said something like, "You want to bet?" I'm good. Thanks. I don't want to bet. I got things to spend money on, and it ain't betting you.
right, right. I don't have to get into betting now. Like I've avoided it my whole life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
get into it.
well, I call it losing. I don't win shit, man. So like I try not to gamble at all because if it was called winning, I'd play it. But it's called
Yeah,
gambling. I
yeah,
guarantee you my luck is worse than any single human being. I don't gamble for
yeah. I got better things to do with my money.
nothing. No
Yeah,
doubt.
than
No
to
doubt.
maybe leave it up to fate. So what did you do in the army?
Yeah, so I was a radio guy. When I came in the army, I was a radio guy. It's always an interesting story. I coming out of high school, like I got to go down to come down. I live in Tampa, right? So I got to come down here for baseball, and it didn't go very well for me, right? So when that shifted my future, I really didn't have any aspirations of doing anything in real life. And my buddy had joined the army about 7 months before, and like I hung out with him all the time, and like I was really bored now because like dude, he ain't around, and I'm like, man, this sucks. So I decided that let me go down to the military folks and see and saw the commercials, talked to the recruiters. I talked to the Marines, talked to the Army, talked to the Air Force. Those are the only three. I didn't talk to the Navy, not for any reason, but just I didn't. And the only thing I really came out of it was, man, I want to jump out of a plane, man. I like to like jump out of planes. That'd be cool. Like I'd never done it at that point, so I talked to the Army and I was like, what jobs allow for that to happen? And they went through a list of things like infantrymen and different jobs, and I was like, I don't plan to do this forever. So I'd like to have a skill set that I could kind of grab, learn, and get out and use, right? And so that was the plan. And the Army said you could jump out of planes to do it. So I was like, awesome. So I joined the Army, and then 20 years later, I got out. Right? So I stayed for 20. Like I joined for 4, but stayed forever. It felt like, right? I'd still be enough. My body wasn't broken, but my body's broke, so I'm not really staying. But it was fun. So, but being a radio guy, like it was interesting, man. Like 'cause you see it in the movies, right? And when you saw it in the movies, you see a bunch of dudes walking, a guy with the antenna sticking out of his back, and he's calling in radio. And then he always gets shot in the face, and then the commander has to grab the mic and all that stuff. But I was like, I didn't want like in my mind like that. Like I didn't want to get shot in the face, right? Like I was just cool with talking on the radio, right? But at the end, that's kind of like what really inspired. I mean, I just wanted. I was physically fit. I was able to run. I could rock. I mean, I could do all the things, and then put a radio, jump on a plane. It was like really like as Hollywood as it was going to be. I was going to be an infantryman. I mean, I just probably. I mean, could I have done it? Maybe. I mean, I know a lot of infantry guys. I worked in a lot of infantry units, and they're phenomenal, man. And we'd compete with each other because I mean. There's a whole bunch of things that we would say back and forth, and I won't say them here because some of those are kind of vulgar. Like it's not even just bad words. Like I could use bad words all day long, but vulgarities, I get a little uncomfortable, right? But anyway, but those that competition bred so much, just good results, and it was fun. So yeah, man, I can go on days for stories of my time there in the military. It was awesome.
What do you miss most about the military?
People, I mean, what's interesting. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I tell people often, like, because there's bad days in the military, right? There's bad days at Walmart. There's bad. I don't give a shit what you do in life. You have a bad day, but the thing is in my mind anyway, and this is because I haven't experienced everything, right? But I always say like some of the worst days of my military career are some of the best days that people have in life, right? I mean, there's this like there's just this level of camaraderie and with the people, right? I mean, it's just so difficult to explain. You have to be there to understand it. You have to have those relationships to really understand the depths of it. It's very like we have dark humor, and that really takes us past some of the stressful stuff. And some of the things like that are said, like if you say that to certain people, they look at you like you're the biggest dick in the world, like it's awful and you're horrible. But it's so unreal that the amount of things that are said that are just so not okay. But at the moment, it's the funniest thing. It removes the level of pain, concern, stress, or whatever's going on, just because your friend said something, and you're like, dude, okay, you get it, man. I'm good. I'm better now, right? So the people, man, and we come from everything. I think that's one of the things that it's probably the most exciting for me. Looking at our climate over the past 10, 15 years as a society in America, I don't watch the news. I try to get, I mean, it's all negative because negativity sells and people buy into it like it's fact. And I'm not saying that the things that happen on our news aren't happening. I don't want to be ignorant to the fact that a lot of this stuff is real. But I don't see any of that. And I don't just sit in my house, right? Like I'm out and about. Like I live in Tampa, but I travel for work. I'm always traveling around different places. And I've never seen any of these specific things they're talking about. I just might not be in the right place at the right time. But in the military, I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you're from. When I was a drill sergeant, we had plenty of folks coming from international places that wanted to be in our military. Barely spoke, barely spoke English, but they would have to go to an English class down in San Antonio or wherever they were going for ESL training, right? But you just have all walks of life. People that were born with money because mom or dad had some money or they inherited money. You had people that were literally standing in front of a garbage can with fire the day before they were able to come in the military. They passed their drug screen or whatever, and they got in because they were homeless, and everything in between that, right? So from the homeless dude to the rich dude, and then every single human being type that's out there came in, right? And so having that exposure to different cultures, different backgrounds and upbringings, different people. I love human beings, man. And like I have a real interest in them, right? So I have my opinions of things, right? I have my beliefs in things, but I also have the ability to open my ears, shut my mouth, even though I do talk a lot, to understand why someone thinks the way they do and be okay with that. Like I don't feel as though that if you and I were in a place and I believed in something like this is the greatest insert said player of all time, right? Or this is the wrong law or whatever. I'll tell you my opinion. And I'll back my opinion with why I feel that way from a whether it be an upbringing, from a educational perspective, from what I reviewed or what I felt or what I experienced, right? And then I would give it to you to explain to me your perspective. When we leave, it's okay if you like, I don't want to change your mind. Like if you do change your mind, cool. You probably weren't really strong in your belief anyway, and I was able to curve it, right? But if you have a different belief and you give me the what it is and we talk about it, I'm not going to leave that conversation and be like, Rex is a dumbass, right? No, I'm gonna be like, man, it's amazing because I don't think I'm gonna change my opinion. I might, but to understand why you feel the way you do, it's probably the most important thing is to understand you, why you feel this way. I don't have to agree with you, but I can be respectful now of why you believe that way and still move on with my life and not really concern myself, but be thoughtful of what your reasoning is, right? It just lays things out. So the army gave me all of that, right? And I say army, but I was in joint units majority of my career, so I was with Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, some Space Force, some Coast Guardsmen, right? Whatever the case may be. And I just got all of them. Like, and it just to understand um, from all walks of life, it's an amazing thing if you just meet someone where they're at. Like, don't bring them to here. I can't get you to tell me what you want to do if I'm making you sit on my shoulder and be like, this is where I am. I got to come to you. I got to. Where are you at in your life? What are your goals? All those things. And having those conversations are that's life changing, man, because you definitely start understanding where you're standing isn't where everybody is, right? And whether it's they're ahead of you, behind you, next to you. So let's go to where they're at and figure out how we can either help them get to where they're going or hell, help me get to where I want to be, right? I mean, I'm not the savior of everybody. I want to know, I want to go somewhere too, right? So let me jump on your back for a little bit, right? I mean, that's what I miss the most is the people. And that's what I've continued to try to do. And that's kind of why I do some of the things like I still do is I'm around the military community. I still have a lot of people in the military community that are still actively involved and want to see the best for them because I care about them. They either work with and or for me at some point in time. And I want to make sure that they're okay, you know. So the things I do is still to support them and to make things right for them, right?
Yeah. So I've never asked this question, but let's see how it goes. So what do you dislike about the military?
Man, I don't I don't know. I don't think there's anything I dislike. And I say that I mean I'm sure no, the rules like I don't. I'm very easily like if you're the boss, if you're my boss, and I choose like remember I chose to join the military, right? And so I say this because it's very difficult for me to bitch about something when I chose to do it, right? So if I work for you and I come to work for you and you lay down your policies and your plans and your things, if I accept the job, I'm accepting to buy into what you're doing, right? That's just the way it is for me. I mean, and maybe I wasn't like that when I was 17 years old because I was a nonconformist. I was a little bit of a pain in the ass. And I don't want to say I'm military minded to where left, right, left, and that's how I am. But I also grew up in a place where this is what was expected and this is what you did. You either met the standard or you didn't. Or you could exceed it, but at the end of the day, you had to meet it, right? So the rules that are there, they were there in place and they're for a reason. I think that if I was to nitpick at something and say, what would I prefer, right? So some of the times, like in the army specifically, I know all the branches have these things, right? But we would put people out of the military for being overweight or not physically fit, right? And I'm okay with that. That's a rule, and I get why they want to do that. I understand it. conceptually, because you're a war fighter first, infantryman first, whatever. You got to be able to do this. You got to be physically fit because it matters to the people left and right. There's a standard. You got to uphold it. Blah 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 blah. I get it. However, if I could caveat that with saying some of the best people, intelligent wise, execution wise, were those that weren't always the most physically fit or the most, killer beat on a PT test, right? But they could truly execute what they were required to execute. But because they didn't meet a standard of the military, they had to be moved on. I get the standards. I'm not mad about it. I just say that I like the fact that I think they could probably, uh, not the military in general. There's a standard got to be upheld, but I like the fact that those people were brilliant folks that were really value add. And the only thing that was negative is that they didn't meet the standard. Which again, it's a standard. I didn't set the rules. You got to meet them, right? So that's something I didn't really like, but I loved it. I mean, I'm telling you, man. When I say some of the worst days in the military were better than some of the best out here, I'm not kidding. There's some stupid shit that happens there, by the way, and I get it. Oh, I loved it. Like I literally loved it. Like I was like, man, like I don't want to pick up people's cigarette butts. I don't want to sweep the. I had to sweep the sand. I'm at Fort Irwin, California. It's a desert, and of course I was just a dipshit private, and it's a big hangar, and of course sand blows around, and they had me sweeping the sand out of front of the hangar. So by the time I got from one end to the next, all the sand's back in front of the hangar. And then when they came out to check on me, like you didn't do shit. Yeah, I did. I've been sweeping for an hour and a half, man. It's a hangar, right? But what do I have to do? Do it again, right? I get it. I mean, I don't know what the lesson was in that, except for I'm an idiot. I mean, I don't know, but I loved it. Man. I literally.
Yeah. So back on that other thing, the fitness thing. What do you think happened? Because they don't come in overweight. Like, what do you think happens to those individuals? They just get kind of let go. Like, because I've seen them too in the Air Force.
Yeah, I think there's a myriad of reasons. I don't think it'd be a generalized statement. I mean, there are people that
I
have
I
legitimate.
can easily generalize it. Real
Well,
simple. Everyone's got a fucking manager and a supervisor when you come in, right?
well, no, I could say that, right? And I'm not saying that people are given free reign to do things. There are people with medical conditions that for whatever reason their thyroid doesn't work. I mean, insert whatever reason, right? There's some people that just have a horrible ass diet and they just keep eating and they don't do any. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference, right? Now, and I'll say this: if you can't control yourself, then you got to go. I get that, but there are some legitimate reasons why some people will be out of shape or out whatever the case may be. And even in the army, I mean, we do PT every day. Do we? But that's enough to sustain what you have. You got to go do if you're a big boned person or whatever the case may be, however you want to call it. You got to do a little bit extra to take care of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like some
Yeah.
people are just
You can't outwork a bad diet. It's just you can easily shovel down 3,000 calories. Having to work that off is going to take several hours.
oh sure.
Hours.
I don't disagree. I mean,
And then you
my body don't work like that. Like I'm 210 pounds right now with about 9% body fat, right? Like I mean, I've never been like a guy that was too big, right? I mean, and I eat a lot, so like I guess I was blessed with either the metabolism or I don't know. I'm just not a big dude, man. Like you know what I'm saying. But I look at folks that like I know cats that literally eat salads or try to eat as healthy as possible. I mean, to go to the gym, but they're just big. I got a 310-pound dude, man, friend of mine. He is gargantuan. He's a Marine, former Marine. He's no longer in the Marine. But that dude would never last. Like he could not be in the Marines right now with as big as he is. But I'm telling you, he's just a big ass dude, man. I mean, it's unreal. 300 pounds. I mean, imagine that. Like I'm 6'1". He's about 5'11". 310.
yeah.
I don't know why the hell he's not playing football.
Yeah, as in, I mean, like I said, I was in, and you could easily tell the people that were overindulging themselves, and they that's a problem. It's a self control problem, man. And I've done research. I've done a documentary on it, finding your fitness. I called it. It's on my YouTube channel. If you check
I'm
it out.
right. I'm
And
writing it down, boss. I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, I went and traveled throughout the United States, mainly the East Coast, Florida up to Virginia. I did a lot of research and met up with a lot of people to talk about fitness aspect because it's not just about doing more reps. That doesn't do shit, and it isn't always. Now the math does fit. The math is in versus out, but we have to understand what is in. Why do we keep putting in? And that is what's up here. And when we start digging down those rabbit holes, we'll find out that it's way deeper than just stop eating, you fucking fat ass. It's like, well, yes, that's the easy fix, but Why are you doing that?
Mm.
So if you check that out, you'll see.
Are you talking about the psychology behind that stuff? Is that what the
Yeah,
conversation is?
so there is some psychology behind it. There's some culture behind it, right? Right? I mean, I don't know, how are you when you grew up, right? Were you in a Latino family? It was like, oh, here, have some more food, have some more food. I was like, fuck, dude. And that carried over, right? That carried over into like my life, right? As an adult, like, oh, have some more food. Oh, wow, what the
Yeah.
programming, dude? We're fucking programmed.
I was in the family that if I didn't like, I have a lot of brothers and sisters, man. So it was like, hey, we made this food, and if you don't get to the table and eat, you ain't gonna get no food. So it's like yo, like when if you ever watch me eat, and it's crazy. People say it to me all the time, and it's funny because I don't recognize, like I don't see it at all. It's normal to me. I
Yeah.
will eat a double whopper with cheese. I'll eat. I mean, and I'm just saying it for size thought process, right? A double whopper with cheese, a large fries, a chocolate milkshake. You'll still be on your fries, man. And I eat fast as hell. Like it's not like basic training didn't make it happen. It wasn't because I'm military trained. It's because if I didn't eat when I was a kid, I didn't get no food because I have big
Mm,
ass brothers that would eat. So you're just grabbing stuff, man. So even now, I like people say my wife or my family be like, Dad, because we eat dinner every night together, and they say we said we wanted to eat with you. I said I'm gonna sit with you because you guys sit here and do all this stuff. This is like I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry, and then I'll be done. I'll hang out at the table. I mean, it's all good, but like just because you guys are on like your first, I eat second, third helpings. So they're still on their first like the first portion of whatever meal they're eating. I eat fast. I
so
don't know where the next meal's coming from.
that didn't carry on to down to your kids or anybody down there?
No, my son is this like, and so I got a 19-year-old son, and since he was a child, like child, he annoys me to no end, especially when we're out. Like I don't care about home because once we're done eating, I'll go sit down and watch television or whatever. But if we're out to eat, I want to go. Like I'm ready to leave, and this dude is sitting there cutting stuff all slow, man. I'll take a whole steak, man. And I don't eat it like that. But I'm saying, like, I just eat quickly. And I'm sitting here and this guy's still going. I'm like, man, we could have been at home 30 minutes ago if you would just, I don't know, chew, swallow, chew, swallow. It's repetitive action. Let's go, dude. I don't know what you're doing here. But yeah. No, but the rest of the kids, they're nah, they eat, regular. I have four kids. And they're good. My son is just a slow. I got three daughters and a son, and my son he likes to savor every taste. I don't get it. Like I can't figure it out. I'll taste it later, man. I just gotta
Yeah, I
figure
don't get it. I don't get the tasting thing, man. What are you doing?
all right. Just put it. I'm all right. I eat because I'm hungry. I don't eat because I need to love what I'm eating. It is what it is. I'll never understand that. Like my parents used to make squash. Like I don't eat squash. Like I eat squash now. It's not bad. When I was a kid, like squash or whatever craziness, sauerkraut or like, and I wouldn't want it at all. But like you had it. Like my father was that guy. Like he was like, you're going to be very like you're going to eat this, and if you don't eat it tomorrow morning when you get up, it's your breakfast. And if you don't eat that when you get home from lunch or for school, it's going to be your dinner. So, and that was like a proven thing. So it wasn't like he said that was going to happen. Oh no, it happened. So for me, when foods that I did not like touched my plate, oh, I ate it first, very fast. And then I don't know,
Mm.
mashed potatoes or something to get rid of the flavor. Right? But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I'd eat it all, even if I didn't like it. So I learned how to eat food without caring about the taste. I'm just hungry.
Where did you grow up? What part of town?
Upstate New York in Buffalo, Grand Island, New York. It's right outside of Buffalo, so I'm a northeastern type dude.
Hmm.
It's freezing there, and they can have that. Like I live in Florida for a purpose, and it's because of that specifically.
Do they not have accents up there?
I don't know. I've been gone for a long time, and I mean, they might. I don't. New like no, not like New York City. Like it's like I don't know what accents they have. Like I think that like there's probably slang words that are used or something that makes you sound like you're from Buffalo. I don't think so. Like I have like the most normal, like, and I say normal, non-accented voice, but then people will be like, I'm a mixture because I've been in the South so long, right? I
Mhm.
don't like. I know that sounded like shit, like the normal voice where everybody else has some fucked up accent. I don't mean it like that.
So fucked up.
But like
I'm just kidding. I don't care, but I know
like
what you
New
mean.
Yorkers, New Hampshire, like Boston, they have that real thick accent. Then down
Boston.
yeah,
Yeah,
Boston, New
Boston.
York, how
Pack a
you
cat.
doing? All that stuff, right? But then you go down south and it's that long, drawn out stuff, and you're like, golly. But now, because I've been in the South, most of my military career was from North Carolina South, right? For 20
Mm.
years. So I guess I have like a Buffalo type accent, maybe. mixed with some Southern accent, and I just talk like this. Like I don't know what that means. Like people have said I'm from New Orleans or something. I don't. I've been to New Orleans once, like to have like some food. I actually drove through New Orleans to eat, and then I kept going. Anyway, but yeah, man.
So what do you do nowadays?
So I'm a
What are
business
you up to?
development guy for a government contract company, right? So we do IT network stuff, and so when I was getting ready to transition, I didn't really care what I did. I just wanted to get out and do something non-military related. I mean, honest to God, and it like I figured I gave 20 years to the military. I love what I did, and I kind of want to move on to do something different. And so I had an idea about business and I was going to do this stuff. But the problem for me, and it's not a problem for everybody in my situation, it's a problem for me. I have three kids at the time, a wife, a mother, and a mother-in-law, all that live with me. Now I have fourth kid that came along the way, but I mean she's 7 now, but at the time, so I have a lot of people that I'm obligated to, right? And I provide and pay bills and take care of and all that stuff, right? And I'm okay with that. Like I love that aspect. So business, in a sense, is fun and a good idea, and I think I could do great. But I need a steady flow of money to take care of my obligations. So business kind of had to take a backseat. When I first got out, I started selling cars at a dealership, a truck dealership. I really enjoyed the sales. I wanted to learn how to be a sales guy. I had some I had made some efforts to sell a program, if you will, a leadership development program using sports, organized sports as a foundation, to do life and leadership lessons, to teach those things, right? And I had a wrong target market. Like I had some good conversation with the Yankees down here in Tampa, with the Pirates down in Bradenton, with the Blue Jays over in Dunedin and stuff. And in my mind, I was going to the professional level. I want to speak to these folks, and they welcomed the conversation. But when it came down to paying me money or giving me money or taking on that burden, they said no, right? And like, no, we don't have money for that, right? And in my mind, I thought it was sales. I thought it was like not like I get in the door, but I can't close the deal. So I was like, well, maybe I'll be intentional of my selling. Like I'll go sell. I went to a Ford dealership, and I did pretty well. I didn't do great. I mean, I wasn't like the number one salesman in South Florida, right? I mean, but for a few months, I was doing well. I made the quota that was required and above. I never came little, and I was pretty good. But I realized very quickly, in which it wasn't profound and it was stupid. It's something I should have realized even before walking down this path of these things from a sales perspective is Ford is a very known brand. And what I realize is people are looking up the truck they want to drive before they get to the dealership. They're coming to the dealership. We're not going to them. They're coming and telling me they want an XLT with this, and I find the truck, and then oh, by the way, they tell me what the lot number is, which makes it easier for me. I go get the truck. They're like, "This is it." I sell it. Cool, but it's a brand. It's a very well-known brand. Jeffrey Lodick is not a well-known brand. Jeffrey Lodick's program is not a well-known program. What is his program? What has he done to show that this program has value? Where is Jeffrey Lodick, right? And that was kind of like in my mind, I was going to have like some opportunities and then be able to prove my value. And I think I've had opportunities to prove my value, just I haven't taken advantage of them, right? And in that regard, from a business perspective, on the idea of business. So when I realized that, I was like, man, I want to sell no more. This is a lot of hours, man. The car sales place was pretty rough. So a guy came in I used to work with. I was his operations on major. He was the operations officer, and he said, I didn't know you were going to get a job when you got out. I thought you were just going to chill out and do things. And I was like, no. He goes, well, there's a job at SOCOM headquarters that I know you'd fit well in if you're interested. And I said, how many hours is it? And he was like, huh? He goes, yeah, it's like 40 a week, I think. And I said, okay, well, he goes, you don't care about the salary? I was like, no, dude. Just how many? I just need to work less than like. So I'm working 80 hours a week at this place, right? I mean, car sales is a grind. I mean, it's fine, but I don't mind it. But I just needed. It wasn't very conducive to being a retired Army guy that wants to spend time with his family and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was getting there early on my days off. Like that's what I found to be funny is if like you came in to buy a truck on a Wednesday, but I'm off on Thursday. If you didn't have your wife with you, you're gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna come back tomorrow with my wife, and I'm like, no, don't come back tomorrow with your wife because I'm off unless I want to sell this truck. Then I got to come in on my day off, and you'd say you'd be there at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I get there at 8, and then you wouldn't get there till 2. But I've been working from 8 till 2, waiting for you to get there. So now I've worked the whole day on my day off, and that's that. I can truly I probably had 3 days off in 3 months because of those types of situations. I wanted a car sale. Like you spend 2, 3 hours with someone, and then they're going to come in the next day, and you're like, man, well, I don't want to give the sale to this guy, so you do it. So anyway, bottom line is, I went back into government contract. Kind of found a purpose for that in there. I didn't really like the government contract idea. Just 'cause I didn't want to be still doing that type of stuff. I wanted to go experience other things, but it became easy. I was around people I knew, doing missions I knew. I mean, I didn't have to be the army guy. So when that guy had to stay until, 11, 12, 1 in the morning because they had stuff, I was like, hey, it's 4 o'clock. I'm out. And I'd be okay with that. Like, I mean, I'd stay late if they asked me, whatever. But anyway, I quickly became doing that. And then I started realizing, man, I like selling. I like people. I'd rather engage with people, feel that the thing that we have to offer can solve problems, help people out there that are deploying and doing things. Let me be a business development guy. And so about 5.5 years ago, that's when I started doing business development, and I've been doing it since. And I absolutely love it. I really do. I get to still engage with the community. I get to engage with companies. I get to create partnerships. I get to talk to human beings. And man, oh man, it's probably well fitted for this type of work, right? Based on my personality, if that makes sense.
You do that for yourself or
No,
no?
no, no. I
Oh,
work. No, maybe one day I'd like to. I mean, I opened up an LLC about back in February to do some of that stuff, but I'm still employed and I work for a company called NTG, great company, and I like them. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And at some point, it might be fun to do it for myself. Um, but in the future, I got about a 10-year plan right now that I'm working on with this company. I'm hopeful that works out over that time period. But
hmm.
yeah, business development is a volatile world, man. I mean, it's a really, I mean, it's like a "what have you done for me lately" type situation, and you sign up for that. So if you make sales for a company, you continue to sell. If you don't, eh, you find another company to work with because that's what happens, right? And that's just the way it is.
So you're doing, so what does that look like? Business development. Walk me through that.
Well, it just depends, right? So we'll take it like this. So it's a services company, right? I mean, we do myriads of things, right? Right? We do network. It's network engineering. This one specifically. So we scour the areas in which we do work, which majority of is DOW, Department of War, right? That's mostly our stuff. We find organizations that require us, our skill set or our abilities, right? And what we have to offer. And then we work the process so that the process, those business development life cycle is a long time. And there's a lot of information that you have to gather just so you can be, because you're going to do a proposal, right? Everybody like the 10, 15, 20 companies are going to bid on as a government opportunity. Our job as business development people is to gather as much data as possible, understand the customer, understand what they need, what their pain points are, and then answer those questions and to a level that is going to be acceptable by the government amongst the myriad of other companies to compete.
So why would somebody come to you for that? Like what's their chief like problem?
Oh, engineering, architecture. If so, some of the things that we do, which is pretty cool. Like, so if you have a network, right? Like we have engineers inside of our company. So I mean, we're made of engineers. So if you have a network and you want to see what is on your network, why is it running slow? Why is it running fast? What is happening, right? We go in and we can do an assessment. We can look at your entire network and tell you how good it is, and it's great. Recommend to you how to make it better, less costly, more efficient, blah 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 blah. The good what do you call it? There's a word, user experience, right? You want to be able to log onto your computer and be right on, right? The government has different things that have to go through systems, so it takes time. But we can look at it and say, okay, this is our recommendation to fix it. And then if you want to do that, we can do that as well, right? I mean, and that's just a
Mm.
thing. But really, if you were to talk about networking and engineering, architecting, solutioning, operating in all of it, right? And we're pretty good at that. Like that's one of our I mean, that is our strength, right? We do that across the DoW, so it's not in one spot; it's everywhere.
So business development from an IT perspective. Okay. So any
Yes,
of that, you said you mentioned something about leadership in sports.
yeah,
How does that
yeah.
connect? Where does that connect from you?
So I'm a huge sports guy. Like I love sports, man. Like like when I was young, I used to be good at baseball, and I just love the game. Like I really understand. The game is fun, right? Just the basis of the game, 9-on-9, people, players, positions, all that stuff. Like I'm a purist of baseball, so when they used to do the shift, I used to hate it. But anyway, neither here nor there. Really loved playing the game, right? And then I joined the army, right? And I still played. I mean, I played recreational stuff and just softball here, softball there, whatever the case would be. And I watch it. Right? I 162 games in a year for many years. I watched 162 games of Yankees. I watch them all, right? I mean, I just watched the game. But I
So
also
you're a Yankees fan?
I am a Yankee fan. I mean, but I'm also a realist in baseball or any sport, by the way. So anytime the Yankees win 5 World Series in 6 years, that's cool and all. But I don't want to win them. I want somebody else, like just like football. I don't want to see the Chiefs. I don't want to see the. I want to see the normal folks. I want new teams to get the opportunity to win. But as a fan of the Yankees, you got to be like, go Yankees every year. Nah, after a while, I'm like, come on. But now I'm like, come on, Yankees. Where the hell have you been for the last 20 years? Anyway, but but when I joined the military, I really started to develop leadership attributes, had some really great mentors, and followed some really amazing human beings on all branches, and just watching how they would inspire people, right, and the things that they would do, and what made them tick, right? What did they know about me that made me want to follow them, right? Because it wasn't just say because they said let's go and we would go, right? There was a connection because they cared about me as a human being that inspired me to do things. So watching them, understanding that look, I would never tell someone I'm the best leader ever, but I will tell you I know some things and I could show you some things. And so when I started looking at leadership and kind of understanding what it really meant overall and how to move someone from A to B and get them to be motivated because it matters to you, we're all different. So I got to be able to move you differently than I got to move her or him. It was fun. I started to really enjoy it. And I could start seeing how to do that, right? Because it wasn't what I said, because in the army, you got to follow the orders, right? But you got to find other ways to get them to be more motivated, right? So anyway, doing that, but then looking at sports, I always was able to correlate the actions of an athlete on a team sport to leadership lessons that you could pull from anything. And then how can I teach that to a high school kid who's sitting on a baseball diamond or a football field or a basketball court? How can I take the game in which they know they play it all the time, pull lessons from that, and say, okay, listen, you're 16 years old right now. This thing right here, this is what it is in life. So when you're 21 years old and this thing happens to you for the first time, it's not the first time. First time maybe in life, but you've experienced it in the game. You've experienced it here, and it's a little different. It's a little different correlation, but you've already dealt with this adversity in some manner. So this isn't the first time you're seeing it. It's just the first time you're seeing it with a breakup or with a bad boss, or I got let go from a job, or whatever it may be, or we're not being able to communicate effectively. Why not? What could I do better? Well, when you called that play, when you put up the number one sign when you're dribbling, what did that mean? All your people did these things. Why did they do that? Because it was practice. It was prepared for, and you did it. Well, at your work now, you're finding these barriers to communication. But what is really the barrier? Have you created a playbook? Have you talked to them? Have you expressed to them what one means, or whatever the case would be? Because that's what the issue is that you're lacking those things, but you've seen it before, you've done it before. Now you got to take it into life and put it into play. Because, well, I think there's a huge percentage of people that have played organized sports when they were young, and then sometimes they'll never play it again. But that experience is still there, and you gotta draw from it, right? So if I get to talk to a high school kid, a college kid, and we could talk about those things, some of the things that they deal with on the field, on the court, on the diamond, on the rink, whatever sport it is they're playing, they're going to see it again in life. And to be able to extrapolate that and pull it from the experiences they had on the field, it makes it relatable. It makes it very common. And then they just have to adjust and move forward in that way. So that's leadership in general, right? I mean, you just take it from a sport and put it out in real life.
Yeah, this is somewhat of a program that you've developed that you wanted to get off the ground before, right?
Yeah,
I
and
can see.
it's still something I want to get off the ground. But you know what? To be honest with you, I would love for it to be a multi-billion-dollar thing, and I mean, it'd be so great, right? But the reality for me is I love what I'm doing right now, and I love the hustle, what I'm doing. I love who I'm supporting, and really what I look at is, like I said, the 10-year plan. I'll be 57 years old at that point, right? If I did at 55, that'd be cool. But for me, on my days as I'm moving out of this earth, whatever that may be, whether it's at 60 or 70 or 80, I want to spend the last 15, 20 years doing what I'm talking to you about right now. And that's like for a real retirement, because I don't want to sit down when I'm retired. I still want to be engaged, and I want to be around athletes. I want to be around sports. I want to be around leaders. I want to be around, inspiring and moving. That's what I want in the future. Right now, I'm really excited to do what I'm doing right now because I really feel like I'm making a difference in this world at this point, and it's okay. It's a season, and I'm very happy in this season with this, and then preparing moving forward to that. And I think it's well, it's an excellent thing. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I got a whole program designed. I mean, it's definitely like I got a 10-week program, I got a 24-week program, I got a 52-week program. I mean, I have everything lined up. I just had never gone and taken it to, I don't know, the YMCA and said, "Hey, you want to do this?" or a college or a high school. I mean, it's just not my thing. But I have it all. I've had it all for about 4 years now. So it's just a matter of finding the time to do it once I'm done doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I could easily see this in like college,
Mhm.
like a college class, because a lot of sports, if you're doing you're showing them a different way to a perspective on how to see what they're going to go through in life. And most kids are like kind of still in college before they make that transition to the real world. So yeah, I could easily see that.
Yeah,
So let me ask you something. I'm going to ask you. This could be a personal question, I guess, but it depends on how you look at it. Do you think that you've had your shot? You know what I mean by your shot? You think you've had your shot in life?
I am so very blessed to be where I am today. I've had plenty of shots, and I've taken advantage of them, and some I've missed. Right, I've missed the opportunity, but I don't think they're gone. Um, I got to tell you, I mean, like it's interesting to me. I came from an ambitious and non-ambitious childhood, right? I mean, like I wanted to play sports, and I was excited for that. I didn't want the fame and the fortune. I just wanted to play the game, right? I mean, I really did. I mean, and to be honest with you, a lot of the things that I see on athletes that actually deter. I'm thankful I didn't take to get those shots, right? Because I don't want all that. I don't want the fanfare. I'm not that guy. But but the thing is that if you were to really ask my teachers in high school, elementary school, and middle school, and all those schools, I was that guy that probably wasn't going to amount to nothing. I'm a class clown. I like to have fun. Um, I didn't have. I don't. I never really had a dream or a vision of being this guy. Like I don't know. I like to be fun. I like to have fun. That's it. So when I joined the army, all I wanted to do was gain a skill. I literally had zero skill other than throwing a ball. When I joined the army, that's it. So I was I was kind of grabbed by like my shoulders by a lot of folks over 20 years that really showed me value of myself, showed me the impact I could have on others. And when I started realizing that whatever I put into somebody, it would come back to me like tenfold, right? I mean, it would be so interesting to me. And never done it for that purpose. But by being freely open to give, whether that's knowledge, time, a ride home, fix your wheel, if you flipped your car 55 times and I helped you get out of it, like those things all happen. I don't know, not the 55 times, that's an exaggeration, multiple times though, but those things I've done, and it's reciprocated in some ways, not by the individual always, right? But somewhere else, you're getting it from somewhere else. So I just believe in being a good dude, right? So when I say, have I got my shot, man, let me tell you, I retired out of Steinbrenner Field, which is Yankee Stadium. Like that's where my retirement ceremony was, like on the field. I got to throw out the first pitch of the game down here in Tampa, right? My family was there, military folks that I really loved were there. The game of baseball and the Yankees were there. Like it was really cool. So you put all those things. That's a shot. That's a shot. How the fuck am I going to be in that? That's an amazing, just a visual, right? It's an amazing situation for me, right? And then on top of that, like the Tampa Rays when they went, this is really unfortunate in one way. The Rays went to the World Series in '09 against the Phillies. The next year on opening day, they somehow a phone call got routed to me about 3 months prior from the Rays organization. They wanted us to rappel in from the roof and raise the banners for when they were the ALCS champs, AL East champs. And so we got to go and rappel off the tower, off the like Tropicana Field, off the roof, right? Michael Buffer, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready. Like he was right there. They shot fire up, bro. Like I was getting hot. Like when we were practicing this stuff, they didn't have fire, so I wasn't prepared for the hotness. But anyway, they played the Yankees that day, and they kicked the shit out of the Yankees, man. But I got to meet Coach Matt, and I got to meet a bunch of the players and stuff. But it was just such a like it was, yeah, man. Like I don't know what like I'm sure there's something more than that to people in life. But man, to see the Rays crowd, like I said, I'm a baseball guy. Yes, I'm a Yankee fan, but the crowd was completely hyped, man. I was able to bring almost like 25 people from my unit there, like, and we got them on the field. So were involved in this ceremony for the Rays, and it was just amazing. So I don't know what you do from that shot. Like, how do you take advantage of the next step? Like, this is cool. Like, to me, is there anything else in my life that's going to be equal to that? Maybe, but if not, shit, I won, dude. Like, I mean, like I look at things so much because I could be in so many different places just based on what I was at 17 years old. And my father used to tell folks, dead or in jail. That's where my son was going to be, dead or in jail. He used to say it all the time before he passed. Like, I mean, and I don't think that's so far from true, right? I think that's a very good path in which I was choosing dead or in jail because I was doing some really dumb shit as a child, right? But throughout my time in the military with the right people around and just by fortune, if you will, I was so fortunate to get some of the best leaders that I believe the military has to offer because they just saw goodness in the people around and they gave us so much that inspirational is far beneath. So no, I've got plenty of shots, and I think I've taken advantage of a lot of them. I've missed some marks, and I sometimes think to myself, if I could have, but if I could have what? Where would I be? Right? What would be different? And I'm kind of happy in my situation. So where where would I have wanted to make a change? And I don't see one. I'd like to watch it on TV to see, right? Like if you would have signed a contract with whatever, and watch the movie of Jeff Lodick's life if he's really great with the Toronto Blue Jays, right? Sure, that'd be a cool story. I'd still end it, no matter how good the ending was or bad. I'm still very satisfied with my 4 children and the life in which I'm living. I mean, all this stuff was built, and it's I don't regret anything that happened. But boy, oh boy, I had some shots, man. I love
So what's on the horizon for you, Jeff? What's next?
it, man. I don't know, man. Like I gotta be honest. I don't have any professional goals at this point. I mean, besides doing well for the company I'm with, like I really like our ownership, right? Miss Wendy and John, they own NTG. They're really good human beings. Like I just love the values they place in the company. So, for me, being successful for them is probably like what my short term. Like I really want to do well because of them, right? I think they're just a great group of
Mm.
people, and they've created a really good culture in the company, and it's I don't want to say it's hard to find that, but it's not easy either. So finding where I'm at and doing what I'm doing, it's very simple to be the best cheerleader and advocate for the organization because I want to see them successful. Um, personally, I got a lot of goals. I think from a family perspective, I look at my children. My daughter's 20. She moved to New York City last year in January. She's going to move back now because she don't want to renew her lease. So I'm picking her up on Saturday, bring her back to Florida. But that's just to reset, and she's going to go try something different. She was talking about maybe joining the Navy or moving to Atlanta. But what she didn't want to do is make a hasty choice and then go to one of those places and fail. She is really actually well planned. I mean, sometimes I'm like, are you really my daughter? Because you're doing really good stuff, and that's not what I was. But anyway, she had a successful year in New York, and I'm excited for that because she didn't ask me for a dollar once. We talked every day. I mean, they were just making sure she was good. She was doing work. She was taking care of her stuff. She was being independent, and she was doing it wonderfully. My son is in HVAC school right now at 19. I got a 10 and a 7-year-old, right? So for me, I look at my children as like these are the things in which I want to spend most of my time, grooming and being part of. So my older 2 children, I was in the military throughout their entire life, right? So they were very used to missing holidays, missing birthdays, missing things, missing plays, missing insert said thing that I was missing, right? And they were very used to it. And they always make this joke like, "Oh, you got free daddy. We had busy daddy," right? So with my 10 and 7-year-old, I've been very intentional. I mean, they talk so funny. They make me laugh, but they I've been very intentional with picking them up from school or taking them to school, being at plays, not missing a birthday. I mean, I haven't missed a birthday. I haven't missed any of their things um, since they were born because I can afford not to. I can be there now. Like where the military, I never said I can't do it because I just did it because that's what you're supposed to do. But now with these two, I'm really engaged with them, right? And so that's my short term goals. I mean, what does that look like? I mean, I don't know. I just want to make sure that they know dad is here and I'm always around and that they can't have sleepovers and all that other stuff because people are crazy nowadays, right? So I'm just that involved dad now. So it's good.
And next year, you got anything going on next year planned?
Man, so there are some good things. So obviously, you've met James Van Pruyen and Mara, all these folks, they're good folks. And so years ago, before I retired, James VP, right? He's my guy. I've been friends with him forever. Man. It's funny, but he was talking about podcasting in 2015, 14, 15 time frame, and I'm like, cool, dude, great. I have no idea what that even is, man. Like I'm all at that point. Like he was talking to me about doing all this stuff, and I'm like, dude, like I'm in the army, man. Like I mean, you're talking about retiring and doing all this cool, like whatever stuff. I'm gonna be a sergeant major, and I'm gonna go do all these things. And that's my goal in life, right? Is to focus on the army. So he talked to me a little bit about that stuff, but as time went closer, my body was broke. I had my knee replaced in 14. My body was starting to break down, and I kind of saw the writing on the wall that I was going to be on my way out. But neither here nor there. Started like he asked me to go to this podcaster association thing with Chris Kremitzos and kind of introduced me to a crew of folks. And I was like, man, what is podcast? Like, look, you should start one. I'm like, yeah, cool, I'll start one. What does it even mean? I don't get it. Anyway, so we started talking a lot. We launched a podcast in January of 17. I did mine on transition. He was doing veteran stuff in business, so it kind of was lined up because I was getting ready to go through my transition. So I was reaching out to a bunch of folks that had already done it to get a little bit of insight. And then through that, Military Podcast Network got thrown around, having a conference for military influencers, if you will. And I don't want to say that because there's a conference named that, but that was kind of what it was. Is it was a conference for people who created stuff, whether it be podcasting or YouTubing or whatever it may have been, right? And that was back in 17, right? That the idea of that came up, and we just started pounding that through and figuring out what it was going to be. James had ideas and was just running, but he had stuff going on, so he couldn't focus on that. I had stuff going on, so I couldn't focus on that. And then you bring in Chris, and he gave a shot at Podfest and having Military Creator Con, and then Mara really starts because Mara is a business. I mean, she's a pusher, man. Like that woman right there is a go getter. So Military Creator Con became like a real thing, and then of course we had a little preemptive Military Creator Con this year, and they're gonna do a big one out in April, right out there in Texas. I was hoping it was Florida's close. I could just drive there. I got to fly. I don't have to fly too much. But anyway, so yeah, Military Creator Con's coming out there in Texas. It's really exciting. I'm excited because not just because it's an idea that VP and I talked about years ago. It's well, one, because when he said it, I backed it. Like I thought it was a great idea for him, his passion for it, his desire to do it, and when he talked about it, it wasn't just a shitty business idea. It wasn't just a dream. It was like, hey, this is what I want, and he laid it out like very clear then. And now it's got to a point where it's real, and it's really fun for me as a like. I mean, yeah, of course. Could I say that I'm a co-creator? No, I mean we talked about it, right? But that he's done all the work. Him and Mara got together and started going. Of course, and I don't want to say all the work because there's been a lot of players along the road that have helped him along the way, right? But the basic idea, had a vision, and I said, man, I think it's beautiful. I think it's a great idea. I think we should do it, right? Let's go. And we're going, and it's really cool to see all the folks come together. Just understanding that the VP has a passion for the veteran community, really wants to see successful veterans all the way through in every medium too, right? So whether you're an online content creator, um, if you never even do a streaming video, if you just put stuff out there, if you own a business, if you do writing books, whatever it may be, if you're a creator of any kind, right? We're all in for it, right? And VP's brought that Military Creator Con as a place for like-minded people that can relate to each other, and even if the subject matter is way different, it provides the ability to find people that look like, talk like, sound like, and I don't mean look like by you and I don't look alike, but I mean you know what I'm saying. But I mean just looking at the same part where we're really going to get the same goals, right? We all want to be successful in this space, and this gives to me there's educational aspects of it, but there's the networking aspect. I think that a lot of people fail to recognize just how strong, how far you can go with a strong network, and I think that VP has generated such an amazing network over the years. It's just pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, what are you planning on getting out of it?
I'm trying to get a free ticket. No, I'm kidding. No, no, everything, everything, and I mean that. And any kind of way that you would think about when you go to a conference of this type of, I think when you go to a conference, people want to hear the keynote speaker. They want to do the breakout rooms. They want to meet the network. I want to get everything because the community in which has been created over the years. Back in 2015, VP started pounding the pavement with military careers. I mean, he literally has traveled from to the farthest northwest portion of this country down to the southwest, up to the northeast, and down to the south, and then everywhere in between. He has gone through this country to find people like us, right, that have served and that want to create and are trying to create. And he's found people that are creating, that want to teach people how to do it. He's found people that are scared to do it, and he brings them out of their shell, and and everything in between, right, to help them move from A to B, right? How do we get from an idea of podcasting to actually, releasing your first episode? All the things that exist in between. So I think what I'm trying to get, like, personally, I like the network aspect of it. What is out there? What are we all doing? Like a veteran that's a veteran doesn't just do this veteran thing. Like, veterans are selling houses, veterans are doing stocks, veterans are building rabbit cages, veterans are playing with horses, veterans. I mean, all the things that exist underneath this wide world, we're doing it. So I want to meet them. I want to see, because what I don't know that exists, I can't know unless I ask, right? So I just look forward to all the folks that are going to come and we can talk about it and then learn and grow together, whatever that may be, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be able to meet all kinds of veterans here that do all types of creative things, acting, even maybe music,
Yeah.
writing, authors, you know,
All, all.
business, entrepreneurs, even like podcasting, this types of things. I'm a coach. I'm gonna be there. So like you name it.
Hey,
We
how tall are you? How tall? How tall? Are you 6'1"?
why do you want
I'm asking you because I was on, and I'm sorry. Like, I know that, like, I probably shouldn't have interrupted this, like, because we're being serious right now, right?
that's
But, like,
okay.
I'm asking you because I was talking to this guy for like a year. Like, we're doing like a what do you call it? Like Teams meetings. We're talking for like a
Yeah.
year, and in the picture, like, he looks like he's a big dude, man. Like, he looks like he's yoked. He's tall and huge, right? And I meet him in real life. I'm 6'1", and he's like 5'9". And he's not a big dude, but the camera made him look. So, like, in my mind, I'm expecting. So I'm asking if you're 6'1". So when I'm looking, I can look eye level, like, to find you. And if you're 6'5", I got to be like, whoa. If you're 5'9", I got to be like that. But I want to be able to recognize you from the jump. And I'm just trying to see if I'm supposed to
Here we
gauge
go. How
you as
about
a.
this? How about if I do that?
Now you look. I'm
I'll
just,
just I'll surprise you when we get there. I'll leave
all
you
right,
there.
good. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find. We're gonna take a picture. We're gonna take a picture together.
Yeah. I mean, look, if anybody's out there listening, if you're on the fence about it, if you're wondering what the hell, look, there's just going to be guys just like Jeff, just like Rex. We're going to be there. We're going to help you on your journey. Whether if you're the beginning of your journey, trying to figure out what it is you want to do. Because I've met a bunch of military guys in my life and girls also, men and women they've had that creative gene. They knew they didn't want to do the 9 to 5 thing. They wanted to do something else. They just are not sure exactly what. So if you're at that stage, this is a great place to start because there's going to be lots of people that have already started. They can help you along with that journey. Or if you're in the middle of that journey, you're looking to increase your network, also great place to come. And even if you're at the top of your game, well, then you should probably sign up to be a fucking speaker. And you should start teaching some of these other people that are in the beginning or the middle of their, you know, journey in their business and help them up. And this is also a good place to start for you to start speaking if you want to. We can reach out right here. Check out that fucking scanning thing. Is it over there for you? It's over here for me.
Yeah, it's over
Is
there, but
it
it's okay. But no, you're right. You're the one I was pointing with in case they were looking at me stuff.
over there? And also, if you sign up, check this out. If you get yourself some money off, and you got any other words of wisdom, Jeff? You want to leave our viewers?
You know, I do, and this will be one, like, this will be a big shout out to VP, right? So since he and I talked about this stuff, and he's been out there and about the world, VP has probably helped about 300 startup podcasts, right? People start podcasts, 300. Before, remember when we're talking this time frame, this is pre, Joe Rogan killing Spotify and the Pat McAfee show podcasting, I mean, it's been going on for quite a while. And VP it was still not an early adopter, but the reality of is VP's given time, effort, energy across this country for veterans to provide, assistance and connectivity for starting podcasts. But what he's done is he's met those veteran business owners. He's met those like the entrepreneurs. He's met the musicians. He's met the comedians. He's met the actors and actresses. He's met the podcasters. He's done and he's helped so many people connect. I would tell you that the community that VP has created since then is going to be in full effect at Military Creator Con, and I would love to see all of you there because it's just one of those things and I know VP would never say it because that's not his thing, but to see the work come into play, like to see the impact for him, I want to see it. Like I want to sit there and applaud him because I know what he's given to this community, and it's pretty impressive to me to watch him go from a mindset having a conversation while we're eating at a silly ass restaurant one day to actually making it real and seeing all the people he's been able to tag. Yeah, man, I want to see everybody there. I'll be there. So it'll be good to see you, coach, and hopefully a whole bunch of other folks that are willing to learn, grow, help, and move forward, man. That's all we're trying to do, right?
Yeah, man. I'll be there with the doing my Bad Coach Rex show there as well. So if you want to be on that, sign up, and we'll have you on the show too. We'll talk about what's going on, what you're there, what you're seeing, what you're learning. Maybe talk some veteran shit, man. Some war stories.
I might try to be on it again. I mean, it just depends on how if you want me to come ever back on.
If you want, man, just sign up again. You got the link, man.
It'll be awesome, man. I appreciate you taking
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming here and talking about your life and connecting with people. I think you've got a great story. You're living a great life. You took the chances that you wanted to. You got your shot. You took it, and now you're waiting to make a difference in other people's lives, and you've helped out. I know, you've given James a lot of credit here, and that's fucking awesome, but we are Military Creator Con. You are Military Creator Con. Everyone here that has been fucking also pounding the ground, giving it their all, because we believe in it, man. That's why we believe in a fucking place where veterans and veteran like-minded, like connecting people, not just veterans, but also people, if you have a connection to a veteran, this is also a place for you, right? Because we're not just going to close the door to, spouses or dependents or whatever. If you have some other type of connection with veterans, let's go, man. Come on in. We're all Military Creator Con. We all want to connect. We all want to just move forward. Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you for your service. And I can't wait to see you, man, on Military Creator Con.